Hello everybody, welcome back to my training vlog. This one's going to be starting out with me doing my strength training at the beginning of the week. This is Monday. I'm actually quite happy with these pulls. This is about 50 pounds with an underhand grip on the pull-up bar. And I just do these until I start losing speed. I try not to just muscle through the last one. I feel it helps me out the most if I don't do that. On my handstand pushes, my first set almost always is never that great, usually because I'm just warming everything up and getting my balance back. But I'm still using this brick approach to give myself a target to tap my head on, and that's worked out better than trying to go lower than that position. I add some weights in for my leg training. I found that if I'm doing leg training, it tends to help me with recovery more from my tricking sessions or braking sessions or parkour sessions, anything of that nature. I find I recover better if I'm doing my weight training for my legs. Here I upped the weight just a few more pounds when I did my pull-ups, and then as you can see here, when I go back to my handstand push-ups, I am doing a lot better with my balance. Hit a nice solid 2 there. Right here I'm just shaking my arms out. I try to keep the tension less in the traps when I'm doing that. The other thing is that I notice one side of my back kind of tends to be a little bit off center, so maybe that will start to get better as my balance gets better. This is just a basic lunge. I'm trying to put as much weight into my front leg as possible, so with as little assistance from the back leg, so putting as much load into the front leg as possible. And then right here I'm doing front lever rows. I've been adding these to the end of my pull-up sessions, and I found them to be quite useful with my front lever work. And then finally just finishing up with my overhead pressing with my feet up on top of my couch. That is a good way for me to kind of finish up my overhead pressing. With leg work, I try to be submaximal. I don't really push things to utter failure, and I found that that works better for me for recovery, especially with skill work. And then right here, I'm just resting. I think the resting is actually more important than the other parts usually. Right there was a straddle V-sit, just trying to work those more for flares, for gymnastics flares. I found that they're quite useful. I saw them in a tutorial from a Japanese guy. Right here I realized that my tricep was still very sore from the weekend. I wasn't able to transfer the video over here to show you. I accidentally lost it and deleted it, I think, but my tricep's really sore from doing these diving rolls, which I was using as a timer for my Arabians. I was finishing up there with some leg lifts. I love doing those leg lifts as a part of my ab training. Right here, just finishing up with some weight training, overhead pressing and bent over row, and then doing some deadlifts with the dumbbells. I just find these as great finishers for what I'm doing. Right there, I was about to go for a run, so I didn't want to take the phone with me, so I just took a video of my feet. Meditation, I try to do my meditation every single morning. Every morning, actually, I have a very specific regimen that I've been following. Wake up, take my shower, then I go straight to doing meditation, then I have my breakfast, and then I start doing business work right after that. I don't try to do any business work prior to finishing those things first. Right here, getting back after my cart full training, so just getting really good at my round off, my cartwheel to takeoff, cartwheel rebound takeoff, and then here I'm doing some handstand pressing without the block this time and experimenting more with a wider arm position and finding that to be quite useful for me as far as like the consistency of the push-up. I found that this position to be a lot better for me. Yes, supposedly they're a little bit, they're going to be easier because you can't get as much of a forward lean like in a pseudo planche or 90-degree push-up, but I think it's going to work well for my current level. Right here, working my back levers, just trying to throw them in more. I was found out that I was kind of lacking in strength in that area, and I really shouldn't be considering where I'm at. There I am just falling over. What I'm doing here is trying to focus on the feeling of the heel drive of my heels pulling me over in the Arabian so that I really get a fast flip and I'm not under rotating when I try to do my full twists. So that's all that is right there, is just really focusing on feeling that heel drive. And then I started to feel my Arabians coming back a lot stronger right here while doing that. Back to doing more handstand push-ups. The idea here really is just maintain balance, and not to get too far ahead of myself. The more I focus on the balance and maintaining that, and my strength stays strong. My strength stays stronger when I'm doing them. So I've just found that works out better for me. Again, staying with that wider arm push-up position, and I think that's going to be my push-up position of choice, and I think that will work out better. With the back lever, I always start from a pike position because it helps me set my hips better. Right here, I was trying to do standing fulls, and I was finding I was not really doing very well at all with this methodology, and I was really under rotating. So I wanted to go back to doing my focus on doing the Branny version of it. So right here, you see I did a really good cartwheel to cart to full, and I was mainly focusing on trying to do the Branny, which is the front half, versus trying to do a 360. And the more I focused on that, then the cleaner my skill got each time. Right there, I under rotated, but then as I focused on getting my heel drive at the beginning, you can see as I pop up there, really trying to push my heels up and over and feel that initial drive, and then spotting the back wall as I go over. Right here, again, just resting. I find it's really important just to show that kind of stuff. And then right there is probably my best cart full I've had in a long time, and a celebratory double side flip. Gotta have those celebratory double side flips, people. You gotta have them. This was mainly a power move breakdancing day. Not one of my best. I should have really stuck with this methodology right here for my swipes later on. You'll see that they just kind of fell apart. And they didn't really turn out that great. Windmills, these were going okay, and then suddenly everything started messing up, and I was really clipping my feet a lot. I'm trying to stay consistent with my speed with these and keeping the legs open, but just because of the way my hips are, my legs close a little bit every time I go over the top, and I can't maintain the full split position. So that's been a real difficulty for me, trying to maintain that, but I think once I figure out the perfect speed for myself, that will all come together quite well. Working my head spins here, these are actually getting a lot better, and I'm quite happy with them. Learning how to drop into the head spin from a standing position, going through the power twist or this turning monkey, twisting monkey, whatever you want to call it, into that position. I've been starting to work that more often, and it's starting to pay off. With here the windmills start to fall apart. As I'm going into it. It might be because I'm bouncing up and down too much, not following through with enough smoothness, maybe trying to force the skill too much. Any number of those things can really happen, and it's not until I review the footage later really when I kind of see what's going on and make a game plan for the next time I go out there. Again, head spins, feeling a lot better. With these ones, I really try to I try to keep my legs in straddle. That's the main thing. Keep my legs in straddle and as low as possible. That's what's helped me out the most. Here with my swipes, I thought I was going to have a good day with these. I ended up not having a good day with them at all. I started to finally get something there at the end, but it really wasn't that great. And really what I found out is that I'm just too upright with my swipes, and I got to lean back a lot more, keep my hips pushed up. And I finished up with this attempt at a hollow back. Right here you can see I'm doing swipes a couple weeks ago, and the reason why they were so successful in this one is I was leaning back a lot more and following that path and keeping the chest and hips lifted, which is why they were so much more successful.